Hello there and welcome to this little video where today I'm going to be giving you a read of a short story called Armitage, which is from this chap, Little Mortal Flesh. This was my third anthology, published some years back now, can't quite remember when. Little short stories in there, some horror, some a bit more urban fantasy, bits of quirky humour in there. If you want to check it out, you go to my website airschambers.co.uk. There's links through there where you can buy one straight from Amazon, or you can even contact me and get a signed copy. But first, before I go any further, please give me a quick like, give me a quick subscribe. This is a video on the internet. You know, that's the sort of thing you're supposed to do. It makes us all very, very happy. Anyway, straight on with the story. Armitage. Welcome, valued customer of multinational mega brand, chirped the hologram of the pretty blue-eyed brunette with the gentle hint of a Scottish accent. We are pleased to inform you that your multi-purpose subdermal self-diagnosis device version 5.5 is working at optimum capacity. As a result, it has diagnosed that you have a common cold, stated a flat, lifeless, home county's male voice as a woman's lips moved ever so slightly out of sync. We have 100% cure rate for this illness, so, continued the perky female, back in time with her own words, in no more than 20 standard minutes, a multinational mega brand patient service drone will arrive at your door in order to provide you with the relevant treatment. Please make sure that you are there to greet them. And don't forget to smile. Remember, a happy patient is a healthy patient. You have been charged 50 megabucks for this message, which will be taken from your personal savings account in 24 hours. If you do not pay within 5 minutes, the standard rate of 16.5% interest will be applied at the hourly rate. The face of the hologram morphed briefly into a frolicking unicorn with MM stamped on its shiny white arse before dissolving into the back of Armitage's hand. Well, that sucks, he said. What's that there? Armitage glanced over his cohabiting tax partner of 30 years, 6 months, 18 days. She sat engrossed in the latest broadcast of Jessica's Yoga Latte's exercise regime whilst crocheting a rainbow-coloured scarf that was growing snake-like over her protruding stomach. He moved their stuffed unicorn off the sofa and slumped down into the ageing furniture's overstuffed embrace. I have a cold, he sighed. His cohabiting tax partner of 30 years, 6 months, 18 days, almost dropped a stitch. Jessica didn't miss a beat, however. She just slid gracefully into the unicorn's repose. Armitage let his eyes follow the instructor's supple curves and toned physique. It would help soothe him from the oncoming barrage. You've got a cold? His cohabiting partner of 30 years, 6 months, 18 days screech, her harsh, piggy eyes almost popping out their weeping sockets. Why on the mega brand's global economy did you go and catch one of those? Armitage shrugged. I didn't know I had one, he muttered. I've not even sneezed. The podgy fingers of his cohabiting tax partner of 30 years, 6 months, 18 days resumed their fidgety twitching movements as the rainbow yarn started to knot once more in its precise, regimented pattern. Just like you, that is. Go out and catch a cold and not even know it. What am I supposed to do now? Jessica stretched her long leg up behind her slender neck and formed the unicorn rampant pose. Perhaps this thing is on the snark, he tentatively prodded at the back of his hand. That's just like you, that is. His cohabiting partner of 30 years, 6 months and 18 days grumbled. Blame everybody else but yourself. That's why you're still a domestic service employee, bottom of the ladder, unable to make decisions. Not like your brother. Armitage closed his eyes. Here it came. No, not like him at all. He knows where it's at. All that rugby playing got him exactly where he should be. A chartered accountant. If it wasn't for the likes of your brother, we would still be in that awful global financial mess. They swept through us like a dose of multinational megabrand patent bowel cleanser. They totted up the figures, worked out where the negative capital was, and did away with it. Jessica had taken a break for 5 minutes, and an advert showed scruffy wannabe actors pretending to be homeless in a neatly manicured shopping precinct, working together on making socks. See how life is for the other side in our latest show, Street Crochet, announced the slogan. And you know what the first thing they eliminated was, don't you? Sick days. And what was the most common cause of sick days? The common cold. It was a mantra that Armitage had learnt all the way through his education at the local multinational megabrand Mind Academy. Illness was a weakness that had threatened every civilization. It prevented happy workers from undertaking their thrilling, worthwhile jobs and enjoying the great entertainment that multinational megabrand provided on every compulsory television in every room of every house that played on loop 24 hours a day. The Enforced Entertainment Act had come into power shortly after the cure for the common cold. Once the common cold had been eradicated, there had been no more poverty or sickness. All those who had suffered from it had been cured. Armitage thought about the cure. He thought about the multinational megabrand patient service drone that would arrive shortly, an infernally hot incinerator in his belly that belched fumes as it flew haphazardly through the sky. He desperately wished that the adverts would end and Jessica would come back on. Her yoga Lattes was so relaxing. Not like a previous show, Taekwondo boxing, that had been linked with a rapid rise in unfortunate groin strains, so had been promptly axed after just 6 excruciating episodes. Another ad was showing now. 5 quirky individuals talked secretly about each other's crocheted beanies and made up humorous comments as they marked each other's efforts whilst riding home atop a luxury drone. Armitage looked up at the 5 ceramic unicorns that frolicked on top of the television, their rainbow manes and tails swishing gaily with free abandon. You're just downright selfish, his cohabiting tax partner of 30 years, 6 months and 18 days continued. How will I survive without your pathetic little income? Do you expect me to go out and work? I guess I should have seen this coming. My mother did warn me. She told me that I was spending the rest of my financial life with the wrong brother, but did I listen? No, I just ran off into night on the whim of a young girl who had more romantic notions than... Her berating words died into struggling gasps of breath as Armitage forced more and more of her rainbow-coloured yarn down into her fat mouth. Her piggy eyes bulged and she struggled effectively to bat him away with her weak, wobbly arms. Armitage could not help but think that she resembled a unicorn vomiting rainbows. As his tormentor choked her last, Jessica gracefully resumed her show and slid into the acceptant unicorn position. But Armitage had no time to watch right now. He had more pressing matters to attend to. Bing bong! The multinational megabrand patient service drone lacked the 2 things which would have made its existence a bit more bearable. Arms. Bing bong! So it was that rather than pressing the button on Armitage's house, it was instead playing the pre-recorded simulation of what it had been programmed to accept as a perfect simulacra of a domestic doorbell. Bing bong! Armitage felt his patented multinational megabrand fitting shudder agonizedly in his teeth as he dragged the lifeless corpse of his erstwhile cohabiting tax partner of 30 years, 6 months and 18 days to the front door. She was rather heavy, so the task was slow and somewhat laborious. The task was also causing blood to seep through the bandage that he had tied tightly around his hand. It stung like a splintered crochet hook. Bing bong! Armitage finally reached the front door and elbowed it open with a breathy grunt. The giant behemoth hovered awkwardly before him. One of its rotors was spinning at a slightly slower speed than the others, causing it to list to one side. It was covered in dust and grime from the numerous chimneys that were ranged along its spine like a stylized dorsal fin. The industrial filth covered, ripped and faded stickers that publicised other services of multinational megabrand, and flickering video screens that looped trailers for upcoming crochet reality shows. Plastered on the front of the semi-sentient automaton was the ubiquitous arse-branded unicorn. Having nowhere else to really look, Armitage addressed the mythological mascot. "Good afternoon. Please place your hand in the scanner." A rusted receptacle attached to a frayed cable tumbled out of the multinational megabrand patient service drone and clanked on the surface of the driveway. Armitage cautiously picked it up and slotted the hand of its erstwhile cohabiting tax partner of 30 years, 6 months and 18 days inside. "There is a covering over the hand." "She cut it this morning," Armitage explained. "Her hand slipped while she was crocheting a scarf. The hooks were new, very sharp." "Adjusting scanner to compensate." Armitage held the hand as steady as he could, whilst the multinational megabrand patient service drone fizzed, popped, and whirred. Its faulty propeller stuttered, and it lurched momentarily before righting itself. "There is no pulse." It was a very deep cut. The multinational megabrand patient service drone seemed to ponder this to the best of its limited ability, before its neural time and motion interface relay decided it was taking far too long on this particular job and prompted the machine to slide open its human-shaped receptacle. "Place the patient in the receptacle." All the lights on the machine died. Its rotors stopped spinning, and the overworked bucket of bolts crashed to the floor. All the advertising screens flickered and went blue. Armitage sighed, propped his rapidly stiffening erstwhile cohabiting tax partner of 30 years, 6 months and 18 days up against the multinational megabrand patient service drone, and walked around to the back of the machine where there resided a giant red toggle switch. He flicked the switch off, then back on again, and returned to the front. Slowly, the machine growled back into life. The rotors whirred, causing it to limp unsteadily up into the air. Cheerful music beeped and booped as the operating system on the screens rebooted before playing more adverts for crochet reality shows, and the speaker coughed static. "You have aided this multinational megabrand patient service drone by terminating and reactivating the manually assisted power inducer. Please receive this free gift as a token of our appreciation." There was a loud popping noise as something dropped out of the belly of the beast. "The term free," continued the multinational megabrand patient service droid, "is a term not covered by current financial law, and you will be charged 20 megabucks for this gift. Please place the patient in the receptacle." Armitage grunted and groaned as he manhandled the flabby bulk of his erstwhile cohabiting tax partner of 30 years, 6 months and 18 days into the large slot, which subsequently slammed back into the multinational megabrand patient service drone. There was a large belch of smoke as its internal furnace began its work. Then it lurched up into the air, gradually spraying incinerated remains from its chimneys as it did so. Armitage watched for a moment as the machine lumbered away into the cloudy sky. When it was no more than a hazy smudge, he walked over to the free gift that the automaton had dumped on his driveway, picked it up, and dusted it down. It was an entertainment disc entitled "How Yoga Lattes Can Improve the Taste of Your Coffee." On the cover was Jessica posing in Suggestive Unicorn. Apparently, the day was getting better. Armitage smiled and went back inside. Hope you enjoyed that. Again, please give me a quick like, give me a quick subscribe. Any more details over at the website aschambers.co.uk. Take care now. I'll see you again soon.